Hello, and welcome to Yoga for Anxiety. I should say prenatal yoga for anxiety. My name is Natalie. I'm your teacher today. I'm so glad you're here. If you're feeling anxious, you're in the right place. We're really going to take some time to settle in. So I invite you to get what you need for today's class. I have my cup of tea at the side for me that helps me feel calm, relaxed, and centered. And I want you to take in whatever that is for you. As we get ready for our practice, I want to invite you to grab a couple of things that might be supportive to you. For me, I have some blocks here. If you don't have blocks at home, maybe you grab some books that might be supportive. I'm also sitting on a blanket. I have another blanket here at the side. Sometimes it's helpful to have a few blankets. So I invite you to gather those. And I'm also using a bolster. For you, if you don't have a bolster at home, maybe you want to grab a pillow. That might also be very supportive. But we're here today because of anxiety, right? And this is something that we all feel, but it's something that can show up in a really big way during pregnancy, whether it is worries and stress about your baby, about delivery, friends and family. Sometimes family means well, but could cause a lot of stress and anxiety. Whatever it is, know that it is normal to experience anxiety during pregnancy. But while we know it's normal, we also know that our stress and our anxiety impacts the baby. So when we do the work of calming our own nervous system, we're creating that space of calm, that space of relaxation for our baby. So it's so important that we return to practices like the one that we're going to experience today. So to get started, I invite you to find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting today in Sukhasana. Maybe that is supportive for you. Maybe you want to begin lying on your back, but we're going to start off with brief meditation, some breath work to really connect back to our bodies and find that sense of calm. So once you feel settled in that position that is both sturdy, but also relaxing and alert. So we're going to settle in here, taking your time. Maybe you close your eyes or lower your gaze. And just starting to notice how you're arriving today, noticing how you're feeling in your body, noticing the energy that you're coming to this practice with, maybe the mood. And maybe you place one hand on your heart, just taking a minute to notice that heartbeat. The heartbeat is your baby's soundtrack, what they hear every day in the womb. And when our heart is racing, they experience that. When our heart is calm, relaxed, even paced, they also experience that. And we'll take the other hand and bring it to the belly, just connecting with baby here. And we'll start to bring some awareness to our breath. Maybe you begin to feel your belly expand as you inhale, and you feel it fall as you exhale. Again, breathing in intentionally, feeling that expansion, and releasing, letting it all go. Maybe you're sighing it out as you exhale. Inhaling, just feeling that sense of beauty, aliveness, of space. Inside out, exhale all the things that are worrying you, all the things that are causing stress in this moment. Again, inhaling. And this time as you exhale, see if you can let your exhale be longer than your inhale. Long exhales can really help to soothe the nervous system. So taking this a few times on your own, full inhales and long extended exhales. There's nothing that you have to do here, nothing that you have to perform. You're just okay to be as you are, connected with your breath in this moment, connected to your baby in this moment. Just a few more breath cycles here. And when you're ready, you can release that, coming back to your natural pace of breathing. And just again, bringing attention back to your hand on your heart and your other hand on your belly connected to baby. I invite you to set an intention for this practice. If an intention may not be helpful in this moment, maybe you want to set an affirmation, something that you want to remind yourself of. Maybe you say, I am calm. My baby is calm. I am relaxed. My baby is relaxed. When you've named this intention or this affirmation, we're going to seal it by taking a beautiful, full, expansive inhale, feeling that belly expand. And we'll exhale slowly, letting it all go. And when you're ready, I invite you to slowly begin to blink the eyes open, to come back, and to really also connect again with that sense of soothing, calming our nervous system. We're going to find some gentle movement. So we'll start with a few, taking some circles here. So maybe you bring your hands to your knees, coming back into that seated position. Of course, having a blanket underneath your hips to support you. And we're going to inhale and begin to come forward. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale, rolling forward, heart shines forward. Exhale, coming back. Inhale forward. Taking your time here, being gentle with yourself here. Just noticing how it feels with each movement. When you're ready, you can begin to take it to the other side. Heart shining forward on the inhale. As you exhale, rounding through that spine, maybe bringing that chin to your chest. And know that you can take your time here, that you can linger here. If there's any part of your body that's feeling a little tension and needs some love, you can slow down and give it what it needs. And we'll find a moment of stillness here. When you're ready, I invite you to inhale, sweep those hands up nice and high. Maybe bringing your gaze to your two hands extended towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, let's take that right hand down to the side, coming into a nice side bend. So we'll inhale that left hand up. We'll exhale, bending it over towards the right, feeling this nice sense of opening, seeing what you notice here. Maybe you begin to send your breath in towards your ribs. And for some, this might feel good right here, but for others, maybe you want to bring that gaze up towards the top hand. And for that bottom hand, for some, maybe you're coming onto your forearms if that feels good. Others, maybe your hands are extended. And I mentioned props. Props are always your friend here. So maybe you're even resting on a bolster. You have plenty of options here to do what feels good and what you need. We'll be here in the side bend for just a few more breath cycles. And maybe you repeat to yourself that affirmation or that intention. I'm sharing that I am calm. My baby is calm. I'm relaxed. Baby is relaxed. We'll take another inhale. As we exhale, we'll come back to center. Let's slowly and with intention lower those arms down. If you took a bolster or prop, maybe you begin to bring it to the other side. Breathing here. Deep inhale, long exhale. We'll sweep those hands up once more, nice and high, bringing your gaze to those two hands. And as you exhale, you'll take that left arm down this time, resting it on your bolster or on your mat. Maybe you bring your gaze to your top hand, your right hand. Also really important here, making sure that you're not collapsing into your shoulder, making sure that you're giving yourself some space and taking your time breathing here, noticing how you feel. If you're feeling any tension, can you send your breath to that place where you're feeling tension? Taking an inhale and an exhale. One more deep, full inhale. Exhale, we'll slowly begin to release this hand back down. From here, I invite you to begin to walk those hands in front of you. And maybe this is as far as you go. We want to be mindful of our belly, our baby. Maybe you bring a bolster in front of you and just rest here. Sometimes bending forward can be so supportive and relaxing to the body, supportive of the nervous system. And maybe you let your chin begin to fall towards your chest. Maybe feeling a sense of opening in the back side of your body. And if it feels good, maybe you send that breath to the back side of your body. Deep inhale. And again, let that exhale be long. Another deep, full inhale, expanding. And maybe you sigh it out with that exhale, letting go of all the stress, of all the worry. Bringing some awareness back to the body. We'll begin to walk those hands back towards the body. Maybe you begin to move your prop, if you're using one, away. And we're slowly and gently going to take our time coming into a tabletop position. Maybe you grab your blocks here to support you in doing so. And you want your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. And in this tabletop position, we're going to take a few cat-cows here. So we'll inhale to drop that belly, bring that gaze forward. Exhale, begin to round through the spine. Almost as if you're kind of hugging your baby here. Inhale, dropping that belly, shining your chest, your heart forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine. One more time, dropping that belly, gazing forward. Exhale, tucking it in, giving your baby a nice hug. And we'll find a neutral spine here. We'll take some time doing a few hip circles in any direction, moving forward as you inhale, moving back as you exhale. And just noticing how you feel here, noticing your wrist, maybe your shoulders. What can you feel in your hips, your knees? And for some of you, maybe your knees aren't bothering you. Maybe it's a little uncomfortable. Wonderful that we have our props here. So you could always have a blanket and bring that underneath your knees as a form of support. But just notice, getting curious of what's happening in your body. And if you haven't already, maybe you begin to take circles to the other side. Taking your time, sometimes you may want to linger on one side or another side. Of course, connecting to your breath here, remembering your full inhale and that long, relaxing exhale. And when you're ready, we'll find some stillness. We'll gently begin to come back onto our heels. Maybe you tuck your toes underneath for a gentle toe stretch. Just breathing here. And maybe you close the eyes, lower the gaze, bringing one hand to heart, another to baby. And again, if this toe stretch for you feels a little uncomfortable, you can always come down to your heels. Maybe you even bring some blocks just underneath you as another form of support. This might feel really good. But we're going to stay here for just a few, just really tuning back in to that affirmation that we set at the beginning of our practice. Taking a full, deep inhale and a long exhale, knowing that you can find that space of peace, of calm. You can nurture yourself, and your anxiety can be in the room but doesn't get to lead, doesn't get to take over. You can find center. Your baby can be centered. You can find that peace. Your baby will experience that peace, and you can fully live in that love. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you.